Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. Let's get started, and we begin with weather tonight. Another day of extreme heat here in the inland Northwest, and we are not done yet. Let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo, because Jeremy, it sounds like tomorrow we'll be dealing with heat again, plus some wind in the mix.
Yeah, wind actually doesn't start picking up until a little bit later in the day tomorrow, so it's not one of those ones where we're waking up to it, but things change throughout. Right now, we sit at 85 degrees, another warm one here tonight. If you're looking for any relief, well, you got to keep an eye on air quality. AQI currently sits in the low 70s, but you don't have to go far around the inland Northwest to find some of that smoke and a reduced air quality. Pretty widespread across the region. We are seeing those reductions in air quality from the wildfire smoke spilling in from the north. Probably feeling a little stuffy, maybe just noticing the smoke in the air. We will eventually catch a little bit of reprieve, but that doesn't come anytime soon. Excessive heat warnings in effect through tomorrow. Heat advisories for parts of North Idaho, western Montana, and the Cascades as well. We're once again up near 100, if not in the triple digits, widespread tomorrow afternoon. We will eventually see a little bit of relief, but that comes with wind. Red flag warnings in effect Thursday and Friday. As Mark mentioned, critical fire danger across much of the inland Northwest. We're hot, we're dry, we're a little bit hazy, but we're a whole lot windier than we have been. Wind gusting to 35 miles per hour will make fire danger much, much worse both Thursday and Friday. I'll have more details on that coming up in your full forecast.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. You might be wondering what each level of the air quality index means. Most of the time we are in the green or yellow, which is when the air basically doesn't affect your health. Orange is unhealthy for sensitive groups. The red category means the air can have negative effects, health effects for most people. Purple is very unhealthy. At this stage, it becomes a health alert and everyone is at high risk. Finally, maroon is hazardous. That means you should stay inside if at all possible. Well, a week after the devastating fire on Maui, more than 100 people are confirmed dead and hundreds are still unaccounted for. Among the survivors, a man who called Spokane home for more than 30 years. He spoke exclusively with our Kyle Simchuk over the phone tonight. And Kyle, this man told you that he has lost everything.
Well, yeah, Mark, everything except for the car he escaped in. Darcy Mason thinks he knows why this fire was so deadly.
It's a tragic. It's unbelievable, the damage that it did.
Darcy Mason lived in Spokane for more than 30 years. He moved to Maui recently when he started having health issues. He says the island helped heal him.
Health-wise, it's just tremendous for me. Life changed big time.
Now his life has changed once again. This is the Lahaina home he used to live in.
It was going up so fast that nobody could do anything. You couldn't put water on it.
Mason says on the day of the fire, the town was blasted by strong winds. Being a handyman, he did what he could.
I was running all over Lahaina helping all my friends with their houses because stuff was coming through their windows and roofs were peeling off. And so everybody got out of the storm into the house, and then they didn't know the fire was coming because there was nobody to tell them.
Fortunately, Mason says he saw the fire and watched it grow. He managed to get his friend out of a house, but he couldn't warn everyone.
I'm thinking there was other people that somebody didn't do that for.
The day after the fire, Mason says he slept in his car. Now he's in a shelter.
There is a lot of help coming in. There's more food than you can eat right now.
Mason has set up a GoFundMe. He says donations will help with living costs and replace necessities lost in the fire.
But I was fortunate. I got my car out of there. I lost a few things, my surfboards, a lot of stuff, but I'm not even worried about it. The thing I really lost was Lahaina.
And we'll have a link to that GoFundMe. Just search for this story on KREM.com. Mark.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. Tonight, firefighters are on the lookout for hot spots in Athol, Idaho. This after a wildfire burned more than 60 acres yesterday. All evacuations were lifted this morning, but officials say it's still an active scene. Timberlake Fire says flames came as close as 15 feet from some Athol homes, but only one shed and one RV were lost. In just 4 hours, firefighters were able to get the control of the fire.
Idaho Department of Lands did request those resources for the air support and were pulled from that fire due to the threat of the life and structures.
Timberlake Fire says that fire was human caused and it's currently under investigation. Now to another fire burning in North Idaho. The Ridge Creek fire near Hayden Lake has grown to more than 3,100 acres and is just 15% contained. According to the Idaho Panhandle National Forest, that fire grew roughly 400 acres overnight. Level 1 evacuations remain in place for the area of Bunko Road and Hayden Lake. And now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. The woman suspected of lighting fires near Spokane's Catalyst housing project is back in Spokane County. Vicki Smith faced a Spokane County judge for the first time this afternoon. She was arrested in Tukwila late last week on a warrant for 3 counts of arson. Today, her bond was set at $75,000, but Smith took issue with the stipulation that she stay in Spokane County.
You said something about have a current address. I have no address.
Maintain your location within the county of Spokane.
Okay.
An affidavit shows Smith admitted to setting 3 fires near Sunset Highway. Officers say her reasoning was to get housing after being homeless for 12 years. Meantime, 2 assault suspects are now being charged with murder after allegedly beating someone with a skateboard. This all happened last week after Spokane police say they found an unconscious person in critical condition on East Mission Avenue. Police determined the victim was likely hit with a skateboard and kicked repeatedly. A few days later, 18-year-old Quentin Tyndall and 19-year-old Justin Haylett were arrested for first-degree assault. Well, just yesterday, the victim died in the hospital, meaning their charges were upgraded to second-degree murder. New tonight, a man is in jail following an hours-long SWAT standoff which closed parts of 2nd Avenue in downtown Spokane. Police have not released his name, but say he was wanted for first-degree assault, rape, robbery, and kidnapping. Also new tonight, Spokane police investigating after a body was found near the Lady of Our Lord's Cathedral. Madison Street was closed between Sprague and Riverside. Police tell us the death does not appear to be anything criminal related. They will still investigate since this was an unattended death. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text us the word night to 509-448-2000 and we'll send them straight to your phone. Well, new tonight, the Fulton County District Attorney is proposing former President Donald Trump and his 18 other co-defendants be arraigned the week of September 5th. CBS News has learned that Trump could surrender next week. Co-defendant Rudy Giuliani is also expected to turn himself in. The real-life family from the movie The Blind Side is speaking out after former NFL player Michael Orr claimed they took advantage of him and profited off his name. Orr filed a lawsuit this week accusing the family of tricking him into thinking that he was adopted. Today, the family's lawyers say Orr was well aware of his family status.
He wrote a book in 2011. He acknowledged in that book on 3 separate occasions that there was in fact a conservatorship.
Orr says he wants a full accounting of the profits during the conservatorship. The family maintains this is just a shakedown. Well, Joe Kennedy, the Bremerton High School football coach who lost his job after refusing to stop praying on the field with players after games, is back on the sideline tonight. Kennedy sued the school after he was fired in 2015. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled in his favor last year and he was rehired by the district. In a statement, the district said in part, quote, "We look forward to moving past the distraction so that our school community can focus on what matters most, providing our children the best education possible."
As much as telling my story hurts, and as hard as it is, if I don't speak up, who will? No woman, no mother should ever go through this.
Today, Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson announced a civil rights lawsuit against O'Reilly Auto Parts. He claims the company discriminated against pregnant women on the job by ignoring requests to make their job safer and less stressful. 22 women have come forward so far, but AG Ferguson believes that number could be higher. O'Reilly Auto Parts has yet to comment on the lawsuit. Meantime, a federal appeals court today upheld parts of a decision limiting access to a widely used abortion pill. The decision wipes away a lower court's ruling that would have taken mifepristone off the market completely. An earlier Supreme Court decision guarantees its availability. However, today's decision is likely to be appealed back to the justices for a final decision.